Hello everyone, I am Josh and welcome to this Sims 4 house building video. So today I am building a family home here in Newcrest, and this house is actually kind of special to me because it is based off of a house that I built in The Sims 3 way back in 2010. So this house, the design of this house is not new. It's been inspired by a house that I built a long time ago in The Sims 3 that I found on one of my old save files on my old computer, so that was pretty cool. So this house ends up having 4 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms, or really 3.5 bathrooms, so it's definitely of a decent size, and it also has a nice pool out the back and a hot tub and all that kind of stuff, so you'll see that. Now it also has an interesting roof. Well, the second floor and the roof are quite interesting because half of the second floor is under the roof. As you can see, I'm doing that right now. So the roof slopes up and the front has dormers, and there's a pretty big, I guess it would be a dormer in the back, so you'll see that. So most of the second floor is underneath a roof, which was the design of the original house, and that's kind of what I thought would look cool. So you'll see I fiddle around with it quite a bit. I do make the house a bit narrower, I think, because right now it's kind of just a big box. So I do improve that, but for the most part, this is kind of the shape it ends up being. So you can see here we have the sloping roof down the front, and then over here on the left side of the house we have this normal part, or well, I say normal part, but the part that's not underneath the roof, so the second floor kind of is, more traditionally just kind of there. So, that's where the master bedroom's going to be, and that kind of just was a little bit of a detail to the house, so it just wasn't like a giant box with some dormers in it, so I thought it looked pretty cool. Now, you can see here I'm adding this piece to the side, so there's kind of like a little room off to the side of the house on the right side, which was not on the original. I just thought it would be nice to add that, so, And right here I just made the ceilings higher, and I'm working on the floor plan here on the first floor, so you can see where the stairs are is the entrance, and I'm also going to be putting a bedroom here on the left side of the house. So the downstairs bedroom, I guess it would kind of be like it's a suite, but it's not like the master bedroom. So I guess like if you have guests over, they could stay there or something. It's just a nice guest room, so it's a nice large room, and it has an ensuite bathroom, but it's not the master because the master's upstairs, and the master's a bit nicer, so you'll see that. This is right here where the master's going to be. You can see I just added this little bay window, so that looks pretty nice. And you can see there's a dormer there on the third floor, or what would be the third floor, but there's nothing up there because it's just too small. There's no way I could have anything up there, but it's just a nice detail. And right here I'm putting roof trim on the house, and you can see it looks quite nice with the dark brown roof and the white trim. And here I'm just adding that giant dormer out the back of the house because the second floor was just not going to be big enough, and there were no windows in the back, so I did add that nice large dormer there. And here I'm putting on some roofs. There's a nice back porch, so that's pretty cool. So that will lead out to a pool and a hot tub, which is inside a gazebo, so you'll see that. That looks pretty nice. And right here I'm just fiddling around with the porch roof, which for some reason took me a little while to do. I don't know, just messing around with it, and there we go. So beautiful porch roof in place, and yeah. So here I'm about to add some columns, and yeah, so the columns, I was going to have some interesting details here on the front of the house, although I didn't do that because it looks silly. So I was going to put these columns and then like this thing over the top of them in front of those bay windows, but it didn't look good, so I didn't do it. And here I'm putting on some trim, of course. I love the look of the trim, so I think that looks quite nice. I only use the trim over the part of the house where there's no, like, where the roof doesn't come all the way down and there's dormers. So you can see just on that right side there, I mean the left side, there's some roof trim there. And here I'm putting in the front door, and I'm putting in some really nice big windows in the front, which I really like. And there's a nice green accent on the outside of the house, so you can see those windows have some green in them. And there I just put some windows in all the dormers, which is nice. And yeah, so a lot of those large windows you can see with the shutters and the green. There's going to be a lot of them, especially on the left side of the house. Pretty much that downstairs bedroom has like a lot of those windows. And I was going to carry that green accent onto like everything else, but I decided not to because I didn't think it looked good. And also the greens didn't really match. Like it looks on the railings and columns, it looks more like a turquoise than a green, which is really kind of annoying. So the colors don't kind of match up properly, but whatever. So I end up going with some golden like colored, I forget what it's called, whatever that bit of trim is at the top. of the porches. I know there's a name for it, but it's totally blanked my mind. But I put those in gold, and then I later changed all the other trim to white because it just looked way better. And here I'm just putting in some more of those windows and a nice large rear door, back door, with some nice windows flanking that. And also I'm going to put in some flower boxes on the dormers just to add a little bit of greenery to the house, and of course a chimney. So with the colors in the house, I went with pretty simple colors. You have the gray stone, and then you have some gray siding, and then some white stucco. So it's pretty simple, but it looks really nice actually. And the green on the windows adds a nice accent to it, so it's not like really bland or anything, so it looks cool. So you can see here, the gray, white, and the kind of dark brown roof all goes really nicely together. And there's also some columns on the corners, as you can see, which kind of works as a trim, because the trim on the siding pieces is so annoying because for some reason it doesn't like to put like trim on every corner. I don't know, it's really annoying, but yeah, so I went with the columns instead, which I tend to do a lot. And you can see here I just put the pool in, so you have a nice large pool in the backyard with a nice little wood trim around it. I also put a patio in, or it's kind of like a deck, but I call it a patio because it's made out of wood. And also you got some trees in the front, and I do kind of like oscillate between the interior and the landscaping for some reason. I don't know why. Like I go and do part of the landscaping, then I go back inside, and then I come back outside. It's the usual, you know, I do that all the time. So you can see you have a nice curvy front walkway there, and some nice bushes down the front of the house. And really with this house, I like the exterior a lot, but I think the interior is what's even better. I'm really happy with the way this interior turned out. Like it's really nice, especially the living room. Which you'll see pretty soon, because I think that's one of the first rooms we do inside the house, so it's pretty cool. So you can see here I'm putting a bunch of plants around the place, just, you know, nice flowers and bushes and stuff, and also some rocks, of course, just to kind of make it look nice and lush. And inside there's some stone accents, like you can see what that fireplace is. It's kind of that stone wall area, which I thought looked pretty cool. And right there I'm just expanding what's going to be the study, so there's a nice little study here. And you can see it does protrude from the house quite a bit, but it's a nice little room. And right here I'm just messing around with the floor plan a bit more. So that on the left there is the downstairs bedroom, and then the downstairs bathroom, or not the downstairs bathroom, but the ensuite is next to it. And there's also a half bathroom downstairs as well. So here on the second floor, I was doing some weird things with the floor plan. The second floor plan was a bit more difficult because, as you can see, there's not that much room to work with upstairs. But I did manage to cram 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms up there, so I think that turned out pretty well. The kids' bedrooms are kind of on the smaller side, but I guess it's not too bad. So, I mean, the master bedroom at least is nice and large. So you can see here, messing around with wall placement some more. It's kind of all over the place, and I wanted to put that giant tub in the master bathroom, which I did do, so you do get a nice large tub in the master bathroom, which is pretty cool. And right here I'm messing around with the bedrooms, some more bedrooms. So that bedroom there, closest to the front, is going to be the boys' room, and then the one on the far right side is going to be a girls' room. And right here, I'm just adding a half bathroom downstairs, and that pretty much concludes the floor plan. So that went pretty quickly, and you see I'm just putting in some columns for accents and all that kind of stuff. And also there's a nice stone column just like right there in the center of the room. If you saw, that's going to be for a bar off the kitchen, so you'll see that it all kind of fits together nicely. And right here I'm putting some more bushes outside. Like I said, I jump between the inside and outside, just what I like to do. So I have some nice bushes here that wrap around the side of the house, and here comes the gazebo. So the gazebo, it moves to the other side of the yard actually. I was going to put it there, but I thought it looked better on the other side, so I move it to the other side. And right here, I was going to put it on the ground, but then I realized pretty quickly you can't do that because then the roof won't go on it, because everything in The Sims 4 has to be on the same height foundation for you to put a roof on it, which is annoying and yada yada. So I had to put it on a foundation, which is not the end of the world, but it wasn't ideal. So you can see we have my best attempt at a hexagonal or octagonal roof. I think that's octagonal. Yeah, it's octagonal. My best attempt at an octagonal roof, but you know, it's not the best thing in the world, but it looks alright. And you can see here I'm moving it now to the other side. So now it's on the opposite side of the yard, and you just got nice little stairs there. And of course I put a hot tub in there, so that's pretty cool. And right here I'm just expanding the deck there, so it's kind of like a patio slash deck, whatever you want to call it, off the pool, where I put a grill and some seating, and it's pretty cool. So that's pretty much the yard for now, and we'll come back to that later. And right here on the inside area, this space between that column and the kind of stone wall where the fireplace is going to be a bar, so you can see I put that in here. And also some storage there behind it. And the main kitchen is going to be right here where I'm working right now. So it's a pretty decent sized kitchen. It's not super open floor plan though, because, you know, it's kind of sunken back here behind the column. So, you know, it's not like really visible from the living room, but it is open. So it's pretty cool. I mean, it's not like a modern house, so it doesn't need to be all open. And you can see here I'm putting some nice little cabinets all over the place, and there's a nice oven with a range hood and a sink on the island, and there's the fridge. So you can see the kitchen itself is not that big, but that kind of area with the bar takes up a bit more space, so it looks like a bigger room than it is. Now the only unfortunate thing I wish I could have done is put a little eating area, like a breakfast area in the kitchen, but the only dining space is the formal dining room. Although I say formal dining room, it's pretty small, so yeah, not a huge dining room, which is kind of unfortunate, but I guess you're not really going to have more than 6 Sims living in this house anyway, so it's not a huge deal. Anyway, you can see I just put some shelving in and a couch where the couch is going to be in the living room. And here I'm just putting in some doors all over the place using my favorite doors, which I don't tend to use because they take up 2 spaces instead of 1. But I love those interior doors. They look pretty cool. Anyway, here I'm coming back outside to add a bit of terrain paint to make everything look nice. And I think we're jumping back inside here. So you can I put some railings on the stairs, which is good to have. And here I'm putting some more stone. Or I think I put stone as the backsplash, or maybe I don't. No, I think I do. I think I change it later on, so I think it ends up having stone backsplash, but I was going to do tile, I guess. Who knows? Anyway, I'm messing around with the bar area because the floor tiles are being annoying, but anyway. Here I'm putting some tiles in the entrance, and I'm also putting some nice dark brown, or almost black, wood in the living room and dining room, so that looks pretty cool. And I also put a fireplace in the master bedroom, so that's nice. And now I think we're going to just add some lighting and some details to the kitchen and work on the living room a bit. So here I'm putting some nice lights in the kitchen, and yeah, so a little bit of lights here and there. You can see I already put some details on the shelves in the kitchen, but here I'm putting some on the counters now, so all the usual stuff. You got some paper towels, you have some utensils, you have a bowl of fruit, you know, the classics, and putting some lighting in the living room there. And the orange couch does change because it's kind of gross, so there we go, I just changed it. And here I'm just unlocking some nice chairs, so you got some nice green chairs, 2 couches, pretty nice living room. It's like really nice living room actually, I'm really happy with it. You have that kind of green coffee table made out of 2 suitcases there, and a nice lamp and more lamps, and yeah, I'm just really happy with it. And it looks really good once I put all the details on the shelves and everything, which you can see I'm doing here. And a little plant in the corner there, and some bookshelves, of course, although I do move them over so they kind of fit in the middle, and it all looks pretty nice and dandy. So here I'm putting a rug in. I was going to scale up a smaller rug, but decided not to, so I just went with a rug that fit the room normally. And here I'm just changing the color of the walls to a green, which is probably a bit controversial. It's not going to be everyone's favorite color for walls, but I'm pretty happy with it. It looks nice. And I'm just putting a little end table there, which I think I moved to the other side of the room, so that's the thing that happens. There we go, I just moved it. But you have a nice map on the wall there, so that's pretty cool. And a giant piece of pottery with a plant in it here in the entrance, so just to spice things up a bit. And of course, some curtains, so just some like giant curtains to go on these windows, which kind of gives it a cool, or a fancier feel, I guess. You know, if you have like gigantic curtains, it seems more classy, I don't know. And I'm putting some details here on this table. So of course got some candles and tissue box, all the usual. And I'm putting some more details on the shelves, of course, just to fill them up and make it look really nice. So I'm just doing that here. Of course, a lot of books, as usual. I tend to put a lot of bookshelves and books in my houses just because they're good items to fill up space. So that works pretty well. And here I'm putting some more details in the kitchen, and it all looks pretty good and dandy. And yeah, so I think we're almost done with the living room area. I'm putting a few more paintings on the wall there. Not really paintings, but more like decorations. And a little hose out the back, which I thought was pretty cool. I love that garden hose item. It's pretty cool. And here we're doing the entrance, so I just put a nice chandelier, another side table, plenty of side tables in this house, if you're into that, and a nice lamp there. and a mirror. So here is put a little runner and a painting, and of course I put the classic shoes and coat rack at the entranceway because no house would be complete without those, of course. And yeah, just a few details and things like that. Now we're moving on to the half bathroom that's downstairs. So again, a pretty simple half bathroom. You got a sink and a toilet and some details and random clutter items that really aren't necessary but look pretty cool. So we got a nice sink there, which I do change the sinks later because they just don't fit in with the theme of the house, but whatever. Not that important. Of course, a trash can there in the kitchen, which is nice to have, and some plants and other details in the bathroom. All the usual. Also a grandfather clock, which I don't tend to use the grandfather clock enough. I mean, it's a pretty cool item. I should use that more. Anyway, here in the back of the house is the dining room, which is not huge, but it's okay. I guess it gets the job done. It seats 6 Sims, so, I mean, you can fit 6 Sims in here. I guess you could probably squeeze a bigger table in, but if you do that, you'd probably want to expand the room, which is doable, so it's not a huge deal. And here I'm just putting in some plants and some mirrors, just some details, and of course a rug. So pretty nice dining room right there. And I'm putting in some lights on the walls to light it up a bit more. And a little side table here at the end of the couch, or behind the couch, or sofa table, whatever it's called. And I really love that kind of weights there. You see like that scale? I think that looks pretty cool. That was a nice item I never get to use because it doesn't really fit on top of tables, so I had to use Move Objects to put it on top of tables because it just did not want to do it, but anyway. Right here is going to be the downstairs bedroom, and of course all the wall got messed up, and then, yeah, so I changed the kitchen walls to stone, because the wall paint got messed up and I forgot they were tile originally, but the stone walls in the kitchen looks nice too, so it's not a huge deal. Anyway, oh, here I'm putting some flooring upstairs, just because, why not? Also got rid of a extra bathroom, which had no purpose, so that's no longer there. And I'm putting in some details and other such things, and putting some nice stone on the porches, and blah blah blah. What's going on now? Putting some whatever those things are. Oh my goodness, mats on front of the doors. Wow, that slipped my mind. Anyway, we're moving on to the guest bedroom. We have a nice bed with a Van Gogh painting printed on the cover, which looks pretty cool. And you have a nice little sitting area there. You can see it's a pretty big room. It might possibly be bigger than the master bedroom, although I think they're about the same size. Although this room does have higher ceilings because it's on the first floor, so that's a bit of a bonus. And you can see here putting in, of course, some nice large curtains and some details around the place, as you'd expect. So you have some clutter items on top of the dressers and all that good stuff. So I was going to double up the rugs, but that looked dumb, so I didn't do it. And now we should be moving on to the ensuite bathroom in a second, once I choose a painting to go over the bed. And there you go. So the ensuite bathroom is pretty simple. It doesn't have 2 sinks, it just has 1, but otherwise it's got everything else. It has a tub shower combination, and it looks pretty cool. Got a nice little robe on a hook there, and of course a nice blue color scheme, which looks pretty classy. So I'm happy with the way it turned out, and there you go. Bathroom complete. Now we should be moving on, hopefully, to the study, although I'm not 100% sure on that. Oh yeah, we are. Pretty cool. So the study is a pretty nice room. As you can see, it's got a nice bay window there with some large windows in it, and it's not huge, but you know, it's a nice room to have. I like putting studies because, you know, maybe you want to be on the computer or read a book in private or something. So yeah, anyway, putting in a nice desk there with a computer on it, of course, and there's plenty of bookshelves on the walls there. And I wanted to put a piano in, but there was not enough room, so this house unfortunately does not have a piano, but whatever. You can see I put in a chess table though, so that makes up for it. And some seats, so nice leather chairs with a little table there between them and some random clutter items and all that good stuff. So you can see I'm putting in some plants as well. And yeah, so I think that's the first floor done. And now I'm just going to change the wall color out the back there. And what am I going to do next? I have no idea. I guess we're going to move on to the upstairs. I think I do the whole second floor and then we move on to the rest of the exterior. So right here I'm doing the second floor landing. Of course, another end table. What do you expect? End tables, maybe they're becoming my new favorite thing to replace bookshelves, though I'm not sure. Anyway, there is going to be a bookshelf in this landing though, so that's going to be a thing. So of course. And a little plant there. There's a bookshelf and a nice little runner there. So pretty nice little landing. And here we're doing the upstairs bathroom. So this would probably be the kids' bathroom because, you know, it's the only bathroom that's not attached to a bedroom, or the only full bathroom that's not an ensuite. So you know, it's got 2 sinks, of course, because there's 2 kids' rooms, so, you know, if they want to brush their teeth at the same time or something, there's 2 sinks, and a nice mirror there because there weren't any mirrors behind the sinks because of the windows, so I put a floor mirror, which probably wouldn't be as convenient, but whatever, who cares. Also, I'm putting in some towels and that kind of stuff. So now we're going to be moving on to the some of the bedrooms. So you can see I'm just painting in the kids' rooms and stuff. And over here at the far right, of course, is the master bedroom. So you can see it's a pretty big room, and you have a nice wood flooring, a fireplace, and there's the bed that's in place now. There's also a really nice sitting area in this master bedroom. So there's kind of a nice love seat and a couple of chairs. It looks pretty cool. And you can see some nice lamps there, and I'm putting in some bookshelves, not bookshelves, some dressers. Wow, I don't know how I confused those 2 words. And there's a bookshelf, speaking of the devil. And yeah, so I've got some mirrors in, of course, so a couple nice mirrors, and putting in some plants. And I will put in a love seat in a second and a coffee table, so it kind of completes the sitting area. So that looks pretty cool. You'll see I'll do that right about now. There you go. So there's your love seat with a couple end tables on either side, and of course a coffee table in the middle. So it creates a pretty nice sitting area in the master bedroom, which is a little over the top, but it looks pretty cool. It looks really classy, so that's why I did it. And you can see putting in a nice rug, of course. So I was going to do a giant rug, but it was just way too giant. So, you know, those huge rugs are ridiculous. It's like, you need a massive room for those, and this room was not massive enough, so yeah. Anyway, putting a little piece of artwork there, and now we're moving on to the master bathroom, which of course has the large bathtub, which I was talking about, and of course has double sinks, so that's pretty cool. Although the double sinks would probably be kind of annoying because the sim has to stand in the same spot. The sims kind of have to stand in the same spot to use them because it goes around the corner. So that'd be kind of annoying probably, because in real life you'd be bumping into the other person all the time, so whatever. Anyway, I put the toilet in the dormer because there really wasn't a better place for it, so, like, whatever, just throw the toilet in the dormer. It works. It kind of adds a bit of privacy, you know. So there you go. And I'm putting some curtains in and some details, of course. So some towels, and I'm going really quickly right now. I don't know why. I know, I'm being really into this bathroom. I don't know. I feel like the video is going faster now than it was a moment ago, but it's probably not. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I know it's not. It's all 700%. Maybe I was on a mission. I knew what I was doing with that bathroom. Or most likely it's probably because I was cloning everything over, so that's probably why it went much faster. Anyway, whatever. So this bedroom is the boys' bedroom. It could either be for a kid or teen. It really is ambiguous. It doesn't really matter. So you can see we have a dresser. There's also a nice wall mirror there. And there's a desk. And of course a bookshelf. What do you expect? And I'm putting in some posters all over the place, so it kind of gives the room that theme, you know, that there's a kid in here of some sort, and he's into stuff, or I guess it could be a girl if girls, you know, if you have a girl in the unit that likes blue, you know, so I guess it could be anyone's room, really. But there's a nice computer desk and a yellow lamp. I love that yellow lamp. I don't know why. It turns up in all my kids' rooms at some point. I don't know. There's something about that yellow lamp. I don't know. It looks good against the blue wall. But anyway, I'm putting some awards on the walls too, like those kind of ribbons, which I feel like kind of fits well in a kid's room. You know, like they kind of would display their sports ribbons or whatever. And right here is the girls' bedroom, or the pink kids' room, if you want to put it that way. It's not really pink. I mean, the walls are white, but there's some pink and red accents, so it kind of gives it a more girly feel. But if you have a male sim who likes pink or red, then whatever. So we have a nice double mirror there under the dresser, and I'm also putting in a nice pink lamp. So that's the first of the pink, and there's also some little bright red chairs there and some posters all over the wall, of course. What do you expect? And I also put in, I think, a hamper. I don't know. Who cares about a hamper? Also that little bear with the hugging a heart. I thought that was pretty neat. Oh, there's the hamper. See, I was right. And I also put in some nice red curtains and a large pink rug. And yeah, so that's the interior of the house finished. That's pretty exciting. And right now we're going to move on to the exterior. So I'm just kind of wrapping up the pool by putting in some pool ladders and some really cool pool lights that are on the floor of the pool, which I think are pretty cool. And right here I'm going to put some outdoor furniture. So I have a grill and a little sitting area with the umbrella over it. And also this pretty neat lounge chair I made with a chair and a coffee table, so I kind of put them together. It makes it look like a lounge chair. I really wish The Sims 4 had actual lounge chairs in it. That's no reason for them not to have it, but I guess they just decided not to do it. But anyway, whatever. So here I'm putting in some nice hedges down the back of the backyard, which I think look pretty cool. Anyway, we're almost done with the building part of this video. After this are going to be some screenshots that I hope you check out. They look pretty cool. And right here I'm just putting in some plants. Of course, more plants. Oh, so many plants. And some rocks and all the usual landscaping things. Also, I don't tend to use that many flowers, which you can see I put in some flowers. Which, like, some more like small standalone flowers as opposed to being like flowers in a bush. So I think those are pretty cool. I don't tend to use them too much, so kind of added a nice extra dimension to the landscaping. And right here I'm putting in some outdoor lighting, of course. And yeah, so we're almost finished. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, hope you check out my channel. I have loads more house builds like this one. And yeah, so anyway, adding in the final touches, like a trash can and a mailbox. And a little pathway there that leads to the patio or slash deck, whatever. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time.